Good morning, Babi Active. How are you today? How are you today? It's Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning with me at 10:30 can mean only one thing. It's a 6-week to 6-month postnatal fitness session incorporating renowned Pilates for recovery, core connection, and help you feel fitter, stronger, a little bit more energised after the birth of your baby. You can of course do this way into your postnatal life, of course. Once you've had a baby, you're in fact postnatal for the rest of your life. So you can do this session even if you've got a 15-year-old. You know someone who's watching, a relative, friend who needs a little bit of a restorative session. You can you at the same time. You can click and share this on your page and watch it simultaneously and enjoy it together. For today, I welcome you back if you're watching us again for maybe the second, third, fourth time. We've had lots and lots of views on our videos, and we're very grateful that we're able to help so many people, especially during our previous months of 2020 during lockdown. So as I say, my name is Natasha. Welcome to today's session. You'll need for today, you'll need a chair and a cushion and a band. So your band is usually something stretchy. So if you don't have a band, it's like a belt or a scarf. And that's just going to give you a little bit of a feeling of guidance through the movement. Okay, so we'll be using that on the floor at the end. So grab something that's long, metre long is really good. And a cushion will do. So any kind of cushion, it's just a squeeze at the end. So if you've got a ball, like a Peppa Pig ball, or any sort of Disney ball that maybe an older child's playing with, it kind of goes in between your legs like that. Okay, to be honest with you, the smaller, the flatter the object, the harder it's going to be, it's more intense. So if it's got a little bit more squeeze in it and it's a bit chunkier, it's going to give you a little bit more width in the pelvis. So have that ready for later. Have a drink ready as well. We'll start off standing, and as I say, you do need a chair. So I'm going to start you off standing to get you centred and focused on your movement, realign your posture, give you a little bit of a circulation boost, and then we'll sit in the chair for some of the exercises that you can also, of course, stand and do. I like using the chair because it helps us to really separate some of our thinking from our bodies and really just focus on parts, sections of the body. So in your case, the exercise that we're doing in the chair today is going to be an upper body band exercise. It's a traditional, I say traditional, what I mean is a evidence-based, scientifically proven exercise that is used to help people with backache and to restore people's posture, and of course that's an area that's greatly challenged, isn't it, throughout pregnancy and beyond. So we'll use that one today, and we'll layer in some Pilates breath for those who want to use it, and then we'll be squatting in and out of the chair as well. So I'm just going to go onto the Babi Active page on the laptop. My laptop isn't the best laptop in the universe, so it's a little bit temperamental. So I'm just checking in to see if there's anything on there that I can see that's happening live with this session. Oh, right, looks like it's on there. Oh, it's on there. Fabulous. Albeit a little bit wonky. Trust you can see me and hear me loudly and clearly. I'll see if I can adjust anything to do with the wonkiness, and then we'll start. It doesn't look wonky on the on here, but it might just be wonky. There we go. So, standing up, make your space really safe and comfortable. And if you're watching, please do say hello. Don't be shy, let me know who you are. And if you're joining me for the first time today, just take it at your pace. In fact, just take all the sessions at your pace. So really, we're giving you the opportunity to work within, a very comfortable pace that is helping you to feel good. I've tried there to squeeze the camera a little bit to make it a little bit more level, but I'm not sure if it's worked. But we will go ahead regardless. All right, so as I say, 6 weeks to 6 months postnatal specific. So 6 weeks after a vaginal delivery and 12 weeks after a cesarean section. It's particularly useful if you're watching us and you've just had your baby, of course. So that's really useful for you to know. Don't join in, please, today. Just maybe have a view of today if you're not feeling 100% well after the birth of your baby, or you haven't had the go-ahead by your health professional or your doctor that you should be starting exercise after the birth of your baby. And of course, make sure that your space is ready and set. Nothing to disturb you, can move freely in your space. And talk to baby. If baby's awake, talk to baby. They love, love, love the sound of your voice. Okay, just bring yourself in, find your feet, stand up as tall as you can, perhaps just feeling sort of like you're on parade here, and then stand up a bit taller. Yeah, really erect the spine, and then without looking down, just take your legs as wide as they'll go and just feel your feet. Try not to look at the floor. I'll try and keep my eyes on you. Try not to look at the floor, just feel your feet, and then without looking, just bring them back and just feel like where they are under your shoulders. Bring them back together as we started. This time rise your arms up and then take your palms down. Rise your palms up. I mean, just doing this to bring some awareness to your body. Of course. Moving with awareness. Just without looking at our arms, without looking at our shoulders. We're going to take our fingers as long as possible here. We're going to open the palms of your hand. This is a really good exercise for carpal tunnel syndrome. And of course, repetitive strain injury through the wrists into the hands. So palms open as wide as you can. You see 5 more, so you can breathe in and out. In and out. And then just drop those shoulders. Feel that maybe you're still bunched up around the shoulders, maybe you're still feeling a bit here. Can you just ease down some space? Let's do 2 more. Feel the palms of the hand. Imagine this little rays of light shining out of each digit on your hand. Last one. Really big stretch through the hands. Lovely. Now take your feet and see if you can put them without looking down onto the floor where you think your shoulder width is. This is about your base of support. And just begin to rock forwards and back. So it doesn't matter if they're not exactly under your shoulders, they're not exactly square on. This is about where you feel most supported. This is one of the exercises that we do during the pregnancy. So of course you can't see your feet towards the end of your pregnancy, so it's a really good way of just establishing where you feel more grounded, you feel more steady in your feet. So just rocking forward and back. Okay, so now place the feet fully flat on the floor and then just concentrate on the shoulders. Just lift and lower. Lift and lower. So good morning if you're watching me. My name's Natasha. I'm pleased to meet you. I'd love to know how many children you have. Have you just had a baby? Is this your first baby? How old is your baby? So maybe just answer that for me. Just put your little comment in the box. Give me a little wave and let me know how old your baby is. I'm going to do both arms very gently. So awareness of the shoulders and the space between the ear and the shoulder here. So I'm just like sliding the shoulder blades up and down along the spine. Okay, this time I'm going to take them right out of their shoulder sockets. So take the subscapular bone and really lift your shoulders up, out, and just feel that. Maybe just have a little extension through the side. You're stretching out in the morning. Try to keep your feet flat on the floor. Still haven't looked at my feet, and my knees aren't locked. I'm just enjoying a morning stretch, minding my chandelier. And I'm going to take both arms down. Just going to rain the fingers down. Easing out some tension that's been built up around the neck and the shoulders from changing a feeding baby. We're going to roll up, back, down, around. Believe me, this exercise is something that you should do kind of like every time you brush your teeth. If we could be taught to do that from a child, we probably would be doing it every time we brush our teeth, just bolting it on. And the reason we do this is because we're opening up the lung, the space inside the rib cage. We're filled with air and we're opening up this posture. It's one of the reasons. Enable us to breathe deeper, more efficiently, particularly for children, teenagers, or anyone who's spending a lot of time like this. That includes mums and adults working at desks, watching tech. So So let's just emphasise that a bit more. So if you like it, some people can put their hands happily on their shoulders, move a little bit quicker, or that'll do. But feel the intention of your movement here. Why we're doing this, you know, we're doing this to squeeze those back muscles into gear, to get them a wake-up call. We're doing it to open the chest so we can breathe, and we're doing it to really emphasise our posture. So here, one arm. If it feels okay, if it doesn't feel too okay here, push your way through that hand. Okay, otherwise, if you've got good mobility and flexibility of the shoulder, take your hand and then just see if your body wants to twist here. If you've just had a baby, you're just fresh today, 6-week-old baby, you might want to just place your hand along maybe your linear elbow when you were pregnant from the top of your xiphoid process, so right at that base where you do your first aid compressions there, and then down to the pubic bone there. So here, just notice as you move, you can naturally twist, pain-free, no pulling or tugging, and also that you're not getting any bulging coming through or pressure. If you are, just do it maybe one more time. Spread through those fingers brightly. Just try and breathe out. Support it. You can breathe out with a or a. Alright, so see what it feels like on the other side. And just these little movements daily, I can assure you this is the exercise that the physio will give you if you've got any backache, shoulder ache. You're going to get a little script of exercise prescribed. It'll include simple things like this: rolling your shoulder, resetting your. So here, I'm taking my arm with the straight arm now, and I'm allowing myself to twist. I have a gap that's separated permanently now, so it's very strong. So that means that I can control my intra-abdominal pressure behind what is the six-pack image in your mind. There's another layer of muscle, and it comes down like this, and it's pulling underneath the rectus abdominis muscle, that six-pack muscle, and it's pulling your muscles towards you, which of course supports the gap. So we want to be working on that. So we're going to do a couple of little squats, just testing again, see if you can not get any bulging there. So push your hips forward at the top, take one arm on it. If you've done all this with me and it's all revision, please just take both arms and just focus on your breathing. I haven't moved my feet yet, but you can of course move yours. I'm going to take hands on here, push my hips forward so if there's any bulging, don't in there. And then your shoulder roll if it feels a bit achy, or when you've done quite a lot on your cervical spine here, shoulders. And relax, twist. So here, famous movement, we do Tai Chi, we do this in Pilates, we do it in yoga, we do it dancing. So your spine is designed to move with a twist, of course, so let's give it the opportunity to twist. What we don't want to do is put that pressure here through the midline. So take one hand, and notice as you're going round and round. Again, if you've done all this before, take your legs wider and do a little bit more twisting if that's where you want to go. Take your head with you if it doesn't feel any dizziness. I'm just going to test the other side so I can feel my own gap. Where I need to breathe to support it, because every day that's what we're doing, isn't it? Breathing to support ourselves, breathing to support our bodies as we lift and move. Legs wider, slowly beginning to turn the head, okay? Turning the head that way, turn. A little bit of dancing going on there this morning. I've got a little bit of an urge to move. So look if it feels good, and really sort of open your hips here. So you can see my leg is turning in the socket, so it's like turning round. Just give you a little bit of a massage. Think about the bone, how it's moving in the pelvis. Oh, it's in the socket, isn't it? Yeah, the femur. And it might affect your lower back. If you can go a bit further, bend it. If it makes you feel too uncomfortable, just bring it back to ragdoll. Again, feel your intra-abdominal pressure. Feel if you've got control there. And if you haven't, it just means you've got a little bit of work to do before you're completely healed. And it does take time. And if you're like me, you're living with a permanent gap, we can still work on that so that we are fully functional within our abdominal separation, our prosthesis recti. Well done. Do you feel sensibly alert? I hope you do. I'm just going to transfer your weight onto one foot. So this is me standing on one foot. And again, what I'm trying to do is get you to stop looking at the floor. Okay, I want you to really just be able to do this using your, what I call antennae. So think about that. Think as you stand on one leg for me. This leg, of course, might get a bit tired straight away. Just take it on and off. take it on and off, just for fun. Add a little, can we do that? So trying to coordinate our movements, again a little bit built up lactic acid in that other leg, heart rate going up a touch, and relax, stretch up again, fingers really long to me, reach up, take those shoulders right out the socket again, let's side stretch. Don't forget to say hello if you're watching, how old your baby is. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Take the arms down, drop the shoulders into the sockets, and really aware here. We're going to work on the pelvis just next, but for now, can you try and do a little bit of coordination? I think I had it slightly different on the other side. But there's no choreography here, and there's no rights or wrongs in terms of how you're working. The idea is that you force your coordination, your agility to do some work, just like I had to then, just kind of clicking arms and legs. One more. Standing on one leg, well done. Okay, let's put your hands on the pelvis and just rock the pelvis area forward and back. In a pregnancy, we're living in more of this position as the baby is growing and we're leaning forward, and we end up walking like this. It wasn't until much later on, after my second baby, that I realised I had the pregnancy posture. My abdominals are really stretched and long here, my lower back muscles are really bunched up, and I'm getting weak here, and of course I had lots of niggles here and lots of niggles translating to the top. It wasn't until I realised that I had this anterior tilt, my pelvis was tilting forward, that I was really walking around like that most of the time, very long here. And of course this was weak and open with the abdominal separation, and then gradually as I tried to work on my own posture and put my pelvis underneath my shoulders, which is there, which of course creates a bit more of a balance between the back and the front of the body, so just be aware of yours. Pelvic tilting, you do this in bed, lying down, we do it on our bridge later on, and it just helps you to find your neutral spine. So here, this is a posterior one. Often think about this as if you're queuing and you need to go for the number 2. You might see a child doing this, waiting, you're trying to hold everything in. Oh! And then the reverse, you know, I'm pregnant again. So think about how your posture is and then find out where you feel that you can actually feel your body, where it's taking shape and changing. It takes quite a while to work back into a neutral spine. The more you practice it, the more stronger your lower back will become, and the easier your posture will be enhanced, and the easier you'll find you're able to give yourself a little bit of relief from backache. Alright, so we've done a little bit there. Let's just come up onto our toes, and we'll try and activate pelvic floor at the same time. So here we're going up onto the toes. Try and scoop everything up from your pelvic floors, and then come down. So you can rock back onto your heels. Let's do 5 more. Drop the shoulders here if you can, so shoulders stay in the sockets. I've brightly spread out my fingers again, just to practice that. I'm going to use the chair next. So would you want to work pelvic floor? Can you sit up, back to front here? Good. Wobbling is great, don't worry if you're wobbling. You don't have to come up too high. You can come up, maybe your heels can come up 2 centimetres off the floor, and then you can lift your toes off the floor. And just notice where you're working, a little bit of height. You're coordinating pelvic floor, lots to think about, really switching on that brain. It gets a little bit mushy, doesn't it, when we're pregnant and tired. And I sometimes forget my numbers. So I'm going to do that. Really working to see if I could coordinate pelvic floor. Grab a chair, ladies. Just see it. Got any messages? No messages. Don't be shy if you're watching, please say hello. We love it on Facebook when you comment. You could just do a little heart, or do you like this video? You enjoyed it? Have you found those first sort of 5-10 minutes useful? Have you found that timing useful, 20 minutes? Have you found it useful at all? Was it beneficial to you? Any of those exercises that really made you think about your bodily postural alignment? Anything that made you connect to the breath? So you've got enough time to have a quick drink and grab something stretchy. Where's my drink? We're going to start in the chair. We're going to do some simple pelvic floor exercises and some upper back work. What I'd really like you to do is make sure if you've got a cushion on the chair, you might feel it a bit slidey. Some people have got cushions attached to their chairs, so just be aware of that. We are going to be doing a sit and then coming down onto the chair. and we'll be incorporating some pelvic floor revision. All right, sitting at the front third of the chair, make sure you get the back away from the chair. Slouch, proper slouch, and then rise up to the occasion, lengthen through the spine, feel the body, open the shoulders again. So here, feels a little bit kind of uncomfortable, but every day if you can come to this position, you can even try it against the back of a wall. Just really draw your shoulders towards the back of a wall. And then realise where your potential posture could be when it's in its optimum position, when everything's working to support the spine. Remember, the spine needs to be lifted up, and it's your muscles that are doing that, you know, off the joints here, off the girdles. Fascinating stuff. Palms up, drop your shoulders. What I want you to start doing is thinking about your breathing here. So I want you to breathe in, and then breathe out. And then, for those who haven't done it before, you could do breathing in. Try not to rise through the belly to feel the hands, so it's not a belly breath. It's not that one. It's not the yoga breath, it's not the belly breath that we've used often in our pregnancy or in yoga classes. It's feeling a sense of breathing in and expanding to the sides of your body and the back. And then on the out breath, feels like the muscles are coming away from your hand towards your tummy, towards your spine, okay? But don't worry if that feels confusing and that you get in a bit of a muddle. Pilates is like anything, it's like a martial art, you know, it has a form and a technique, and you can't be expected to learn that in just one session with me today. It appears that my daughter has actually glued something to my band and now created a hole, which means that's going to rip. Safety first, so lucky I'd spotted that. Okay, she's made some glue from flour and water. It's a very messy area in our play space. Roll the shoulders and chest lifted. Elbows come into the body here. You inhale. That controlled transverse abdominal muscle staying back, pulling your tummy muscles back away. And then you squeeze them even more, as if you're trying to get into those pants that you want to fit into. This is rotator cuff sensitive, so if you've got any injuries on your neck, your shoulders, you might feel that's a little bit too much. I will just ask you to do some just open and close with your palms down with your stretchy tights, your leggings, etc. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to assume as a complete beginner watching, and I want you to work with softening your lips, checking your posture, and then breathing out as you pull. That's enough. And we'll do 10. And then for those who are a little bit more advanced, I want you to think about your Pilates breath, and maybe, hello pelvic floor. That's why I put you on the chair on this one. So people who are advanced on pelvic floor practice, I want you to feel what's happening underneath you in your seat. So underneath you, from your back passage up into the vagina and the urethra at the front, I want you to see if you've got any conversation happening. Should we go? All levels welcome. Stop when you feel you need to. Roll the shoulders, set position, inhale. Cinching your out breath, pulling your belly button back. So you kind of feel like you're blowing up a balloon, but not the front part of the balloon. Through. You can do this standing if you want to. 4, 5. So really exhaling, bringing your tummy muscles back to the spine. 6. Begin to feel your shoulder blades squeezing. Full breath in, full breath out. The flow of oxygen. Flowing breath. Let's do 3 more. So really forcing those bones to the shoulder blades. Squeeze into that weakened area around the rhomboids, upper trapezius, mid trapezius. Could do one more? Pelvic floor if you want to have a go. Excellent. Take the band there and just roll. We'll do a little bit of pelvic floor work. Standing, squatting. Take your legs wider than the base of the chair. And then what I want you to do is just take this band And then rising, you take your hands as wide as you like, the wider the better. Keep your shoulders in the socket. And as you touch the seat, try and stretch your material. That feels too much. Anywhere along the spine, lower back, anywhere just feels niggly. Just keep your hands close to you, but have your spine erect. So I'm sort of sitting like, I call it like a gorilla, sort of sitting like that. And you're only kissing the chair with your bottom. All right. So you're only going. So you're going. Relax. And just notice what's happening. Pelvic floor can squeeze here. Relax into the pelvic floor down and scoop it all up here. Just feel what's happening. Let's do 6 more. If you like the breath, use the breath. Squeeze tummy muscles there. Gathering pelvic floor here. Drop your shoulders, head and chest up, big smile. Just do 3 more because you can. I'm going to open my arms a little bit wider. Relax pelvic floor, breathe in. Exhale, everything squeezes towards your midline. I'm going to do 1 more because it feels so good this morning. Excellent. So take your choices, ladies. Do you want to sit and do your upper back again? If you're much further along and you're progressed, you could grab your cushion or your ball. So this is for people that have been working with me from the beginning, from the get-go, and you know this one. So you could squeeze simultaneously, much deeper work on, of course, your core system, which includes your back. We often just think of the six-pack, but it's not. It's the external, internal, and the obliques. It's the multifidus muscle up about the spine, the diaphragm, all those muscles around you pulling in towards you. All of that is working, and of course the pelvic floor. All right. So should we do 10? You choose if you like the squeeze. That feels a good integration, a good progression. Please use it. Otherwise, do what we said at the beginning. Just focus on the out breath. Are you with me? Your rhythm is the best rhythm. Okay. Breathe to your pattern, not mine. Sitting up tall. Inhale. Feet flat on the floor. Settling down the breath. Let's prepare. 4, 3, 2. Inhale. 1. Squeeze your tummy muscles to the spine. Inhale wide. 3. 4. Really feeling all of this work now. Halfway here, if your arms are tired, that will do. You might remember that. 6. Focus, ladies, like in India. Drop your shoulders, you can be taller. Start to sink in the middle, you can stay tall. 2 more. Extra work on those adductors and pelvic floor. Last one. Excellent. And rest, drop your ball. Let's ragdoll in the chair. Or stand. Your choice. Excellent. Standing to the side of your chair now. You can take your side position on the chair. I just want you to take the 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So you can see that I've used the leg closer to the chair. And all I want you to do is just see how you can feel when you open the hips. And this is working into the pelvic floor. This is, of course, loading the knee and the ankle. I want you to come down and lift. And I want you to feel that. If that feels too much, I want you to step forward. We're just going to do 5 each side, just really opening you up here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, or tap. 4. I think I'm going to do 1 more to make that a 5th one of these. Take it here. Take it here. So this leg forward. Full flat foot on the floor there. Mind your equipment like me if you've got set up there. I might need to come here. Can you see me? I hope you can. So using your chair, I'm going to move it a bit further forward. Yeah, so just stepping forward and back. And you can of course do this without the chair. You don't have to have the chair. The chair's just there as a guide. If you're very progressive, we've been working here. But I wouldn't suggest that on week 6 of having a baby. No. I'd say come here, open and trust your position, not looking at the floor. Now I'm going to do 4 more. Well, 2 more because you've done a few and I wanted you to do 5 good ones. I'm lifting the knee on mine. Well done. Hip circles are next. And we are done on our standing section, ladies. I hope you feel energised. I hope you feel that you've really connected to your body. So that you feel like you've got maybe your heart rate up a little bit and that you've just got to grips with, oh yes, I remember. All right. It takes you, you know, many months, isn't it, to grow a baby, and it takes you many months to bring your body back to how it was. So often people ask in the postnatal class, you know, when's my body going to come back to where it was before? Well, there are many factors involved in that, and one of the major factors is your age. So if you're 30 plus and you have a baby, you're not going to spring back like you would if you were 15 or 16 or 17 or 18 or 19 or 20. Don't forget, you can have a child at a very young age and your body has much more collagen in it, much more elasticated, youthful, just the very skin, the layers of tissue within your body, they're more juvenile, aren't they? And they have better performance in terms of the elasticity. So as you get older, your body doesn't spring back. Springing back after having a baby is a myth, and it puts a lot of pressure on women. So perhaps less focus on, am I going to get back to exactly the way I was before, and more focus on, am I feeling well? Am I actually feeling well? Can I improve my hydration? Can I improve my nutrition? Because all of that will lay down the foundation for you in your body's recovery, and not just now during this postnatal recovery stage, but for this decade of your life. So effectively, everything you do to your body is having an effect that lasts many years. So think about that. You might want quick results. We want everything quick, don't we? On you know, world online, we want quick reaction. We want quick fix. You know, all the science is behind it. It shows that how our dopamine responds in our brain on a quick reflex. You know, the excitement, elevated levels of serotonin in our brain, stimulated by quick responses from someone texting, a quick answer, a payment being made. You know, we're looking for these quick, short fixes, but really we're here for the long term, aren't we, with our minds and bodies? And so the sooner we can allow ourselves to have that pacing, it's a more realistic pacing of life, more focused on the now, it's going to help us very mentally, and also be a bit more appreciative of our bodies and their healing and what they need, like phases. I mean, we talk about that in some other sessions, but we talk about like the phases of the moon, and the rest phases and the energy phases and our hormonal phases, and you know, this kind of circular, cyclical energy pattern that women have, that we haven't really paid enough attention to. So allow yourself to pace your recovery. Okay, quick interlude there. Okay, that was slightly unplanned, but I think it sits well within the practice of the women's wellness. So here I am on the floor, and I want to get you onto hands and knees for a short spell. So hands and knees can be tricky for lots of people. You might need to roll up a towel, put it underneath you for your knees. We're not going to be here too long, but we are going to be on wrists. And again, with the wrists, I've worked with lots of people, broken wrists, broken fingers, lost digits, arthritis, carpal tunnel syndrome, all kinds of shoulder problems for menopause. So here, fist please, and another one that I have with some of my older clients, which they really prefer with their fingers, is actually to put their thumb out like that, and instead of making a fist like that, you might find it more gentle to come to that position. I hope you can see that, instead of that. And then they put their thumb, they put that down, that really supports them. If that feels odd, come back to that if you've got carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah, a bit long. Yeah, your choice. Roll the shoulders. Can you roll the shoulders? Can you roll them forward? Roll them back. Crunching, I'm crunching, I'm crunching. Hands and knees, please. Your choice on the placement of your hands. I want you to think about moving forwards and backwards through your wrists. And this is loading your wrists. This is stretching out all the muscles into the wrist that directs the movement of your fingers. Building up arm strength, and of course, the pressure here stimulates the chest, the wrist extensors. Okay, so let's just see if you're happy here. Can you just bring yourself to a position where you've rolled your shoulders back, lifted your chest? Don't forget you've got like an image of perhaps a love heart, Care Bear, or a star image on your chest. Light shining out from your chest here. Lengthen the neck. Tap your right foot back and just begin to stretch the calf. There's a calf stretch there. Find that length. And you can see me. I'm not on all four square here, I'm just really reaching into that heel, change leg. This is about my calf stretch. And see if I can weight there onto my wrists again. Lengthen the neck, open the chest so you're not slouching. Check yourself here just as we did in the chair and the standing this morning. Come back onto the other leg for me. Try and find a long position so it feels like you're on all fours. You can move your hands around again without looking, just to give your proprioception a chance to really have to kick in. This is your awareness, body awareness. Without looking, just feel it. Feel what feels good. Take that leg out. This is the right leg. Lift. Ooh. Lift and lower. And here I'm allowing myself to feel lift and lower. One more. And it's just squeezing on the buttock, and it's forcing my posture to stay very open. Remember, I'm forcing my pelvis, remember the pelvis is in there, to try and stay in a neutral position. So as I'm doing this, I'm not sinking and then this kind of weakness in the middle. I've actually kept my middle section quite still. There's a lot of movement here in the tummy if the tummy isn't working for you. So think about how you can engage the tummy muscles. So you're not doing this kind of action. Can you see that I'm really sinking? It's that posterior, that anterior tilting, isn't it? And then the posterior tilting. You see? Let's try it again on the other side. If it felt a bit uncomfortable, you don't have to keep your foot off the floor the whole time. Child's pose to rest. Take a breath. And up you come. Choose your hand position. Roll your shoulders. You're nearly done on this side, ladies. This is for those who want a little bit more, so you can roll your shoulders, you can take your opposite arm. So if you've done this in pregnancy, it's a good revision, okay? Just stick with the leg if you're fresh on six weeks today, and we're going to inhale if you want, exhale. For those who like it, so do a bit of a wobble, okay? Let's do 6. Here we go. Pay attention to what's happening from the navel to your nose. Pulling back that tummy. 3. Neck is long, open the chest. Might have done one more there. Sit back into child's pose. If you're further along in your postnatal recovery, come into downward facing dog for me, please. And then come back down into child's pose. Everybody else is staying in child's pose. Especially if it's your first session today. Back up onto hands and knees, have a shoulder roll, check your position. So choose your hand placement, choose your knee placement. Extend the opposite leg, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Here, lengthen the chest, neck is long. Test your arm here. Oh, into the money plant, shift into the money plant. Yeah, lift and lower, open the chest. We do 6, optional Pilates, breathing. Inhale to prepare, ladies. 1, 2, 3, 4, shift your weight over that wrist. 5, sorry money plant, I love you. That's 6, back into child's pose or downward facing dog if you like it. Take a breath. Nearly done for today, ladies. We're going to roll over now. We're going to use the same leg line, okay, but we're also going to use the band. So I'm going to get you to grab the band straight away. Sit, if you can sit like this, sit like this. But if you can't, just come onto a cross-legged position, or you can even stand if you're feeling energetic, or you can sit on your sofa, it might be right in front of you. This is just to get your shoulder roll option here with the band. Remember this one? So just giving yourself a real good rinse, a final rinse here. So let's take one arm over as much as it wants to go, and then back as much as you like. I'm going to show you what that looks like standing up. You can stay seated. You can do this with that erect spine we've been working on. I'm going to go to the other side. So this is at the end of your stretchy material. And then mind your ponytail. You're working into your shoulders, deep into your shoulders, and really this tight bit kind of mirrors the tight bit here on your body, where we spend a lot of time with this flexion at the hip. The hip is flexed, this is extended, it's long. When you flex it, it's shorter, and I'm referring to the muscle that kind of comes from here down here. So this is the shorter bit of that muscle, the psoas muscle. So in here you've got the similar that goes into the chest. You have the insert that goes into the pec major, minor, goes across. It's like spread out like that. And it gets short in our posture, and then we're opening it up, stretching it. That's what we're doing on that one, okay? Both arms, let's just do two. If it feels good, pain-free, remember, daily practice on that one, please. Please. Okay, back down onto the floor. I'm going to ask you if you want to lift and lower your leg now. So come down onto the floor in a way that's comfortable for you. Testing, no hands if you can. If you just had a baby, really steady yourself and just come onto the side with me. And then let's treat yourself as if you're pregnant, you know, in these first couple of months. Fourth trimester, you take yourself nice and easy. Can you see me? Can you see me on the floor here? I hope you can. Coming up to the end of the session now. Giving you lots of information today. Please feel free to rewind at any time. Press pause and repeat some of the sections if they really helped you, if you felt that you needed them, because they are, of course, they are specific to your posture and to restoring the strength of your deeper muscles. So hopefully you can use them on repeat. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, and thank you for finding us on YouTube. Please comment if you can, if you're signed in. You can also subscribe to the page on YouTube, and well done for finding us if you're watching on the website on replay. Well done you lot. Alright, so we just did a leg lift, didn't we? We were lifting and lowering our leg, but we were in all fours position. So it's reverse of that, isn't it? Yeah? So now my head is on the floor, spread out my shoulder blades, pelvic tilt, find a neutral position, knee points to the ceiling. I've got a little torch here, it's pointing straight up to the ceiling. Try and keep that knee there, lift and lower. People who want to work a little bit deeper today, and their arms feeling like they can do, hello, you can do a little bit more. Then you can pull. I feel a bit twisted because I've got dumbbells behind me, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to do 6. You don't have to use your bands. Obviously, it's a lot more challenging, particularly in the shoulders. So you can just do thin air. Or like me, you could just do nada with your arms and focus on your abdominal connection. So here, making sure that these muscles don't pop up by really working on the Pilates breath, which is kind of sewing me up. The more I do it, the more tensegrity I have along this midline, which is of course the weakest part, one of the weakest parts on my body, on my shoulders. So we're going to inhale wide. Put Teddy on. Do you want to put Teddy on? Hello. Didn't plan that, but we did a couple of sessions with seeing if we could keep the Teddy down. As we inhale, and then keeping the Teddy steady or lower when we exhale. So looking at the midline. So you can use your teddy if you like. No biggie if you haven't got one. Let's breathe in. 6 here. Or pulling those arms overhead to meet you. Paintbrush and flex point the toe if you like it. 3. I'm doing this with control, especially on the way down. Gravity's pushing you, let's take it slow. Work into those hips. Quadriceps, last one. Slowly down. Exhaling there, make sure there's no bulging all the way along there. Okay, well done. Swish, swish if you like it. Swish, swish, drop your arms. Bit of playtime, almost done. And then we're doing a bridge after this one. So this leg, to try it, see what it feels like. Keep the torch shining at the front. Separate your shoulder blades if you become a little bit bunched up. Lengthen the back of the neck there. And then just point and flex if it feels good. And remember, the weight of your leg is heavy. You know, you've got the biggest bone there in your body, the femur bone. So it's quite heavy, isn't it? I like to think about it as the one the caveman runs around with. It's like running around the night in the museum. Just work there. Where does that feel pulling and tugging along here? Remember, you're really working into your pelvis here. Use the Pilates breath if it feels good. Inhaling to prepare wide. Flattening, scooping towards the navel. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use the arms if you want to. A lot more control required. Last one. Keep my breathing backwards then, so I'm going to do my breathing again, one more for me. That was good. And then take my legs and fold them in the middle. Take my arms really wide. If you're wondering why I've got all this kit behind me, well, what's that about? This is my home studio. Have a stretch and a breathe here. It feels like I'm stretching maybe the rounds of your shoulders, open up the arms. It's because I teach other sessions, I teach family active sessions, and I teach generic sessions, body conditioning, high intensity training, Pilates in this studio at home at the moment. So I've got all the kit out that I might grab it from occasion to occasion. Okay ladies, bridges next. Open up the knees, feet, feel them again without looking today. Just feel your toes, scrunch them up like that and let them go a couple of times. Really speak to your feet. They are hugely significant to the whole of your spinal, the way you walk through your knees, your hips and into your spine. It has a lot to do with your feet. They really relate to, well, your body is all connected, isn't it? So it really relates to the way you move. So think about your feet, giving them some nourishment. Alright, so here, I'm just going to put pelvic tilt into action. So anterior, pregnancy, pulling, maybe feel like you've got that arch in your back. Posterior, so when you're pushing your blood back into the floor. So find a neutral position where you feel, okay, got a little space there, it feels like my natural curve exists. We've all got different type shapes, curves, haven't we, there? Okay, so neutral. And then from there, think about coming up into a bridge. And when you come up today, just really focus on just coming up as slow as you can. Feeling this space that you've created here. And then coming down with control. So if you've done this 1,000 times, you know your bridges, you're super efficient, very well experienced. Grab your cushion, don't forget narrow is a lot harder because you've got the grip more from the hip, so you can put a ball, it's easier. So I'd advise you to have something wider than this cushion that I've got. Feet stay on the floor, and then if you want to, you can roll your shoulders back into place, neutral spine, chest is lifted, the rib cage isn't flaring out. You kind of tucked it in and you feel compact there. You can breathe in. Exhale. I'm using that arm line. Do you remember the band that we had? Did you like the band? Because you can introduce that, we're going to do 10, so you can come up. That's an exhale. Hold, so inhale. wobbling there, trying to hold that cushion. Yeah, so you choose how you want to work. Do you want the cushion, do you want the band, or do you just want to feel what's happening on your tummy? Take your legs a little bit wider apart, feet close to the bottom. I think I'm just going to go with focusing on pulling my navel to my spine here and scooping out on the out breath. So I'm going to do 10. Your choice, ladies' choice. Inhale. Smile. Exhale. I'm truly trying to draw here. Relax that spine. Open up this area. Contract here. Relax here. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Contracting through the buttocks. Legs becoming parallel. Inhale down. Release your spine. Exhale, push. Rise up so you feel your body working for you. You don't need to have a look at it here. It's nice if you've got a zoom on, sometimes you can check, can't you, or you've got a mirror. But just feel your way to become more intelligent and receptive to the way your body's moving. So you can really use that intelligence. In yoga, it's called the third ear. I'm sinking towards my belly, scooping down, 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 down. Really working on keeping my knees parallel. I can really feel them really working hard. I've been aching my knees the last couple of weeks. Hormonal knees. Just enjoy the feeling of controlling that body. Let's do 3 more. Notice what you're feeling here. Inhaling down. Feel that graceful long length of your body moving strong through the space around you. Inhale. Spread the fingers. Last one here. Lift the chest. Press the toes. Fingers awake. Buttocks contracted. Pelvic floor engaged subconsciously. Release. Soften down. And let go there. Just roll straight over onto your side for me and have a pew. It's 24 minutes past 11. It's Tuesday morning. If you're watching a replay, thank you so much for joining us. I'd love to know what you think about these sessions. I'd love to know if they've helped you. In particular, have they helped you? We would love to know if these sessions have helped you. And if so, just one sentence, one short sentence. So how have these sessions helped you? Have they helped you? How? Have you enjoyed the exercises? Really, did any of them actually help you in healing in your postnatal journey? Or did you learn something that you can do for the rest of your life from watching these sessions? I try to offer a little bit of education in each session as I'm going along. So this is the 6 weeks, as I say, to 6 months. So it's a much slower paced session. Bring yourself up to seated here. If you've got previous hip complaints, pelvis complaints, you might find it uncomfortable. So you could put your legs just straight out in front of you in staff pose, so just let them come straight in front of you. If you're happy to have them a bit open like this, take this option. Last couple of minutes here, we're going to rise through those arms again. Drop your shoulders, lengthen your spine. Separate the palms this time, rain those fingers down. Pay attention to your shoulders here, ladies. You've done a really good job. Drop your fingers, take them to the earth, lift your chest. And then take one hand, hello. Someone else on stage here. Twist the spine, lift your chest. Check that control there. Is it hanging out? Is it bulging anywhere? Does it feel like it's just like pushing? If it is, you've just gone too far for your spinal, your thoracic rotation is too much. Today, it might not be next week, it might not be next month. Okay, so you can check it by just seeing if you can contract, which is pulling the muscles towards the spine, and then give it the support it needs. So when you're putting your seatbelt on, or when you're checking your toggle in the back of the car, you know, this is where we're thinking, okay, just going to pass that? Can you reach it? Can you pass me the keys? Can you pass me the wipes? Can you pass all these movements with you and your spine daily? We want to make sure that we're not putting that pressure on. It's just going to offer you a bit of protection. Think about weightlifters in the gym and they have those big sturdy kind of belts on. That's what they're doing, is offering an additional layer to support their backs. And they also can have split abs, actually, so on occasion. So they're bracing themselves, which is effectively what you're doing when you breathe out. So think about it as a way, as a tool, part of your toolkit for mumming, for being a mama for the rest of your life. One more time, just rotate there, and then bring yourself back. This time take that same arm and just take it over. Same thing. Check here and go in there. One more time. That side, reach up, look up if it feels good, drop your shoulders, lift your chest. This time you're going to come onto the knees. So if you've got your legs wide, just rest, roll your shoulders, reach your arms back and lift your chest. If you're staying here with me, just take this hand, maybe on the fist again, to protect your wrist. Do you like it, or do you like that? Can you get there? Does that feel okay? Can you come up? No Pilates breath, just lots of flowing movement here. And release. Slowly changing over to the next exercise, no rush. You can take your feet here, join the staff pose people. Staff pose people with your legs up, drop your hands behind you, swish, swish. And then prepare for your other side. So on the edge of the cushion, highly advisable anytime you're sitting on the floor. In your house, you'll be doing a lot of play with your bubba and spend loads of time on the floor, don't you? That first sort of maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years of their lives, that first decade with them, use a pillow or a cushion, prop yourself up at the end of it, prop your knees up, don't make it harder for yourself. You've got enough to contend with, you've got enough niggles, haven't we, through the day and responsibilities and mind being pulled left and right and emotions that, just make things easy for yourself if you can. Have some cushions in the play area. And you can sit, it's more encouraging for you to spend time on the floor if you feel comfortable, isn't it? Yeah, and if you're like me, being on the floor, sitting on your leg for 2 minutes, you get up and like limping away, that I'm 45, and it makes a difference if I can just give myself a bit of comfort on the floor. Up tall again we go. I've just got a little bit of a niggle here. I'm going to put it under the arms of my ankles to support myself. It's not quite my foot today. Better. Sitting up tall, this hand, rotate, do you remember that? Get back, one more, check in there, do you remember this one? One more, we're going to lift up the hips next. We're coming to the end of the session, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to press finish in a second. Up here if it feels good. Feels good. And that is you done today. Fabulous, fabulous effort. Thank you so much for watching. Comments are always welcome. I wish you a healthy rest of the week. May you be well, may you be happy. My name is Natasha. Follow on any of the videos you like, comment anytime, and I will see you if you're further along and you're watching this and you're advanced, you're 6 months plus. I'll see you on Friday at 10:30 for the advanced, but otherwise I'll see you, I won't see you next week, I'm actually on holiday, but I'll see you in another video really soon. Have a great rest of the day. Well done today, you did fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Spot on, well done. Diane Palb. See you next time.